Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, if you know me and you are a fan of the channel, you know that I am a fan of New Riff. Everything about New Riff I like. I like the fact that they started all over. They do things new. They don't follow the old way of doing things, so they try to do new and different things. I mean, look at the 100% malted rye. They went with a 100% malted rye. Who else is doing stuff like that? They try to make sure all of their stuff follows that bottled and bond rules so that you know you're getting a good quality whiskey. And they do the same thing with this here Balboa rye.
Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop.
Like I said, I like everything that New Riff does. They step out on a limb, put their necks out on the line, and they come up with different ideas. So I want to give their Balboa rye a try. This is a 95.5 mash bill. It's got Balboa rye. This is specifically grown for the conditions of Ohio at the time back in the 30s and 40s. Balboa rye is a rare heirloom rye dating to the 1940s and often used for whiskey in those days. It's grown exclusively for distillation at New Riff by Fogg Family Farm, right there in Indiana. So let's get into the nose of this thing because it's a different rye grain. I want to see where it takes me. It's supposed to be really kind of fruity. I don't know. I've never had it. Let's get into the nose. Smell it. Honestly, I'm not smelling anything different on the nose. Now, you guys know me. I have to go into the glass, get into the palate sometimes to pull out more notes. But as of right now, it just smells like regular rye to me. I thought I almost caught a hint of a dill note. Maybe like a lemongrass. I thought I caught like a dill note, but it's not there anymore. It's become more floral and more like lemongrass. Now it's only 4 years old. Well, this is what they say. They say aged at least 4 years. So it could be a little older than that, but my guess is it's probably not. But ryes, thankfully, don't take a long time to mature in the barrel. So 4 years is probably good. Let's get into the palate. Very light. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's almost light to the point where it's delicate. Like it dances on the palate. Not in a bad way. I do like it. It's very light on the palate though. It comes across, it does have a finish. The finish is more leather, a hint of pepper. There's honey throughout. It's honey from the front of the tongue, middle of the tongue, back of the tongue. And that finish is still there. It's not like sometimes you get a whiskey, you sip on it, it's good up front, and then it's just gone. This actually has a pretty decent finish because it's still kind of going. It's just really light, really delicate. It's kind of got this fruity sweetness to it, but without being overly sweet. Let's go back into the nose, see if I can pull anything else out. More of a bready note now. Yeah, just that lemongrass note that I was picking up in the beginning, I'm not picking up as much anymore. It's gotten kind of bready and just rye. I mean, it's no other way to say it, just rye. All right, let's go back to the palate. The second sip is still sweet, fruity, more, I would say more of a watered down sweet tea where it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. You do taste that rye without it being grassy. Sometimes ryes can be really grassy. This is not coming off to me as grassy at all. That black pepper picked up a little more in the second sip. It picked up the fruit, the sweet, the fruity sweetness or sweet fruit note kind of was a little more enhanced on the second sip, if that makes sense. But like I said, it's sweet without being overly sweet, and it's really light and delicate where it kind of like dances on the palate. It's just light. It just kind of comes across the palate, leaves a nice little finish. That honey, man, it's just like a really nice light honey and black pepper. I'm liking the Balboa Rye. I'm telling you, but you know what? I don't let being a fan of a distillery sway me. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I like this. This is the 100% malted rye. This one right here, I did a review on it. I did a review on all of my new Riff bottles, even the single barrel I got on the back of the bar. It's been a while since I've been in this bottle. I do remember liking it. However, lately, and like I said, it's been a while since I've been in that bottle, but the last few times that I went into that bottle, if I had a little bit of bourbon before it, a lot more of those grass notes came out. That's why I try to do, if I do reviews and I have multiple reviews to do on one night, I'll try to do my ryes first, unless they're like super high proof, but I'll try to get my ryes out of the way first, because typically after coming off of bourbon, ryes can taste really grassy to me. I am not picking that up in this bottle tonight. This bottle is actually a really nice light sipper. It does not even drink like 100 proof, in my opinion. So let's get into the breakdown. Is the Balboa Rye worth the chase? I don't know how hard they are to find. Sometimes I see these bottles down here for around 70, 75 bucks. Thankfully, I only spent about 50 on this bottle. Shout out to Chris at 925. I was able to walk into his store. I can't wait to shoot that store again, because they just remodeled the store. They still got a few finishing touches to put on the store, but the store looks amazing. So shout out to Chris 925. If you guys are on Old Washington Road in Waldorf, go down there and visit that store. I was able to go into that store and pick this thing up for about 50 bucks. I think it is worth every bit of 50 bucks. Is it worth the chase? No. It's good. It's very light. I would actually, I kind of feel like this is more of a summertime pour, because it's that light, that delicate. I mean, I could see myself out on the back, out on the deck, and just sipping on this thing, man. It is that light and delicate on the palate. Is it worth over retail? Like I said, down here in Waldorf, I see these things. Sometimes some stores that gouge will have these for around 75 bucks. To me, it is not worth 75 bucks. I mean, it is 100 proof. It is aged a minimum of 4 years. You know, it goes through the bottle to bond process. I'm pretty sure there's not older stuff in there than that. It has no sharp notes on it at all. So I don't think there's like super young whiskey in here. Like I said, it's bottled in bond, but it doesn't have that super young taste. You know how some whiskeys, even at 6 years old, can still have these spiky notes. I don't get any of that in this bottle. Would I give it to a new bourbon drinker? It does not drink like 100 proof. I would give that to a new bourbon drinker in a heartbeat. I think that is very light and very delicate on the palate, and it does offer a good amount of sweetness. Will it always be on the bar? As long as Chris has these down at 925 for 50 bucks, I can see myself keeping this on the bar. Like I said, it's very nice, very light, very delicate on the palate. This is something I feel like I can offer a new bourbon drinker, even someone who's not into ryes. Just offer them this and see where it goes. So with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.